Hello, welcome to the SHUMPCAST. I'm Tony Shump, Ralph Nardello.
And I'm Domenico Butter.
And the show's going good, Don. We're getting a lot of feedback.
Mate, we've got a superstar on today.
Superstar?
A superstar.
Well,
Susie.
I'm already here.
No, not you, you bloody... Anyway,
who we
we've
got on the show
got
today?
Susie Q Ramadan. She's a 5-time world champion in 3 different weight divisions, if you don't mind. Anyway,
Really?
yes.
Oh, well, we better get on the show straight away.
Get her on now. Susie Q, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. How you going, guys?
Welcome to
good.
SHUMPCAST, and thank you for being on it because, I didn't even really know who you were. I just liked you on Instagram, and then a girl called Georgie said, "Oh, do you want her on your show?" And I said, "Yeah, bloody oath." But then I didn't know who you were really. I mean, you're a 5-time world champion boxer in 3 different weight divisions, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Where did it all start? Like, were you always tough? Tell us the Susie Q story, please.
Well, I've had to grow up tough, didn't I? I grew up in the western suburbs at the time. It was pretty rough out there, and I got bullied as a youngster. So I had to defend for myself growing up, and so I've definitely had a hard time growing up and stuff like that. So it's really toughened me up, which has helped me in the boxing world, that's for sure.
I was going to ask you about that. Like, how did you get into boxing? Were you bullied at school? I mean, you've already told me that you were, but then how was your pathway into boxing like?
Well, so many challenges in life, I mean, look, I've had some good times in life, but I've had some challenging times as well. So not only the bullying, but I also played soccer, and I was in went on the wrong side of the path, sort of hanging around with the wrong people, and I just wasn't doing anything with my life, and I was in a bit of a relationship that's pretty toxic, and also that sort of I had some health issues and due to stress, and just not looking after myself, and just wanted to do something that would discipline me and grow as a person, and so I just it was funny though. I was just driving down the road and seeing a bunch of people out the front just punching the bags and pads and stuff, and I thought maybe boxing is a thing for me. That would get me fit, healthy, and discipline me. So that was my first thought to boxers.
And what suburb did you grow up in, Susie?
I grew up in Yarraville, the western suburbs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Back in the day, tough area.
Yeah, it was very rough back then. So, I lost a lot of friends due to, obviously, heroin was a big back then. So, through drugs, and there's a lot of fights, a lot of gang fights, and all sorts of stuff. So it was really rough. I mean, it was hard.
Did someone see you fight, or how did you get discovered? Like, who would have? Like, did someone watch you fighting in the schoolyard and say, "Hey, I want to get that girl to box in a ring"? Or how did it happen like that?
I wish it did happen that way. I mean, look, when I got bullied, I was a very shy girl, always smiling and laughing and happy, and just got bullied. And I did get to a stage where I did turn and sort of just anyone that said something, I'd just fight against. But it didn't help me, that's for sure. So I never ever dreamed or thought about actually getting into the ring and fighting. It was just funny how it all turned out. It was my pathway. I initially went there and just wanted to train, and when I walked into the gym, at first they said you're too small. The first gym they didn't really take me serious. So I just initially went there for training and stuff, and and then we're talking old school trainers who never trained a female. They said you're too small, you're a girl, you could get hurt, and those words sort of almost felt like don't bring back these bullying days, and I'm going to show you that it doesn't matter if I'm a girl or small or whatever. I mean, nothing can be worse than what all the challenge I've had outside of boxing. So I was determined to prove them wrong, and first one in the gym, last one to leave, and just worked extremely hard, and just changed my mindset, and I'm just like, no, I'm going to prove you wrong now. I'm going to fight and show you.
So where was your first fight? Like,
Sorry?
Where was your first fight and who did you fight? Like,
well, I first started in the amateurs, so, it was only about like 6 months down the track where they turned around and thought, this girl was actually serious, she's putting in the work, and, so I had a fight in the amateurs. It was my first fight, and it was funny because it just must have been due to all the past challenges I had. I went out there and I just went pretty hard, and almost by the third round, I just thought, I was running out of gas, and I pushed through and won the fight. And it was funny because they just thought, this girl's had more fights, and I clearly didn't because it was my first amateur fight, but it was obviously due to everything that happened outside of boxing, and that's how it all started. And I couldn't hang around the amateurs too long because at the time they didn't have women in Olympics and stuff like that. So, they asked me if I wanted to turn professional, and I said, yeah, why not, and a year later that's when they accepted women in the Olympics, which unfortunately I lost it. Unfortunately I couldn't compete in the Olympics because I turned professional, but I can't complain because I did well in the professional.
Well, that's how Muhammad Ali started. He started in the Olympics, was it?
Yeah.
But
she was professional.
The amateur boxing was always against the amateurs to get some experience and stuff. So,
Well, I have a very impressive record here, Susie. You got 31 fights, 28 wins, 3 losses, 12 by knockout, and 16 by decision.
Is that right? By knockout?
Yeah, all 3 were in Mexico.
So you actually
3 losses.
You flew out to Mexico. Did they fly you out? What happened there?
I mean, obviously they wanted to fight me for the title, and they flew me out to Mexico, which is Mexico. I'm not sure if you know much about boxing. It's it's big in Mexico. They love their boxing, and it is very hard to get decision, obviously, when you're fighting outside of home.
Yeah.
I mean, the first fight over there in Mexico, I won it, but unfortunately didn't get the decision, and the other 2 were pretty close, but it's all good experience and you learn, I guess.
And that was in 2014, Susie?
Sorry?
That was in 2014, was it? In Mexico City?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you trained...
Yeah, the first time I went there was 2011, so, it's very hard work fighting in Mexico. I mean, it's a long way from Australia.
Yeah.
You've got the different time zone. You don't have enough time to sort of prepare over there. You've only got sort of 1 week to sort of climatise, and, then you've got the altitude. But,
I was going to say, you trained and slept in an altitude tent. What sort of...
Yeah, can you tell us about the altitude
what is that all about? I'm going to go and buy one. Where do you get one of them from? Raised outdoors?
I know, you don't want to sleep in an altitude tent, I tell you that. The first time I went to Mexico, I didn't know anything about altitude, so I actually struggled to breathe because I didn't train up to the altitude. So I just pushed through 10 rounds. Don't know how I did it. I think it was just all heart, but and I learned a little bit more about it, and I had an altitude tent. I was sleeping in that, and 2 machines that were pretty loud, and it's just hard to sleep in there because you struggle to sort of breathe, and you've got to have you've got to drink water constantly as well, and I also trained in the altitude chamber just to prepare my body, so when I arrived to Mexico, then my body can adapt to the altitude straight away. So
what is it?
Very hard work.
Is it a lot harder to breathe? I don't understand. Is it really muggy? Why is it altitude? What do you mean?
It's just the altitude levels, where the mountains and stuff like that. It's the oxygen, your blood cells, and all that sort of stuff. So it's I think it all started with the Olympics. I think Mexico, when they had the Olympics in Mexico, and the athletes were sort of falling down and having troubles and getting sick and stuff like that, and they didn't know what it was, and obviously that's how, it all started with learning about the altitude. Your body's got to, it's almost like, it's so, when it's, obviously we're in winter now and you go somewhere and it's summer and it's really hot, obviously you need time to climatise to that.
Yeah.
But altitude is sort of different because, the oxygen levels and, it's harder to breathe if you're not, obviously, if you're not, trained for it. So, it's very important.
I think the Collingwood Football Club did that a few years back, didn't they? They went over to some country.
Oh, they went to America.
America, and that was altitude things. Is that the same sort of thing, I suppose? They train in different conditions?
Yeah, they train in, I think maybe like places like Colorado and stuff like that. And I mean, I think the footy players do train in altitude chambers, but, you know, they don't play, football at altitude places, you know, but they feel that it gives them that extra fitness, which, you know, I'm not sure about, but, you know, I think it's just more of, I did it to adapt to the altitude when I'm there, so, because you can get sick, and it does affect your brain as well, because of the oxygen levels and stuff like that, so, because I know the first time I fought there, you know, it's harder to sort of react, your brain sort of says, throw that punch, but you're actually, your mind's pretty slow. You don't throw it as quick as you usually would in that reaction time. You know what I mean?
I reckon they would have taken a leaf out of your book and watched a couple of highlight reels from you, and then they said, "Look, we want to be as fit as that girl, Susie Q Ramadan." And I reckon Collingwood followed your lead. What do you reckon? Because you did it first. You did it ages ago.
Yeah. I worked my way up the hard way. I've done it, you know, up the ranks, you know, first started, you know, winning an Australian title and just, building up from there. So, I've been around for a while.
Can you just tell me about the 5 world titles and in the 3 different weight divisions? Like, I can't believe you won in. You would have had to like starve yourself and then eat. You know what I mean? Like, how did you go up and down those weights?
Up and down.
Unbelievable.
Ooh. Tough.
Yeah, I mean, that's the hard part about it, I think, is making weight for fights. You know, that's the strict diet and stuff like that, especially if you love your food. But, look, I'm the first, blessed and humbled to be the first Australian female to win 5 world titles in 3 weight divisions. You know, for the major world titles in boxing, the WBC and IBS, which are the best titles to win.
Yeah.
And, no one's done the 3 weight divisions, so... I mean, I started at super bantamweight, and most of the girls were a lot bigger. Like, I walk around at bantamweight, so you just take what you can get at the time, because there wasn't as many girls around at that time.
Yeah.
Which worked out well for me anyway. So I got a chance at winning titles at that weight, and done well in the bantamweight, and then I wanted to have a crack at going down another weight division, so I did that and won a title in the super flyweight. So. Yeah, it's been on.
Now, you went like 2 years without like fighting. Like, didn't anyone want to fight you? Were you like champion? And what happened with your fights? Why did they fall through?
Yeah, so that's the thing also too. I've had, it's been hard getting fights. And I won the WBC title, and that was against what supposedly was a transgender opponent. So
it was a bloke. You fought a bloke.
Well, yeah, apparently so.
Wow.
So what, did you beat him?
Yeah, sorry?
Did you beat him?
Yeah, I did. I won the fight, and that was for the WBC world title. So, the opponent had a ratio of 80% of, knockout power. So I knew the opponent was going to be tough, and I just remember in the fight getting hit with a knife, because, the opponent was southpaw, and just hit me straight into the nose, a really good shot, and I just felt the difference in power. I sort of broke in my nose. And,
why did they allow that? Like, you're a woman. What was that the first transgender fight, or like, did you break?
Yeah, I think that would have been in boxing, and I know I've heard that there has been another one that's happened, and I think in the UFC it's happened as well, and now you've got some footy players who are involved that are transgenders. They're playing for the women's teams. I mean, I'm not sure what is going on with all that, but it is dangerous. But it probably shouldn't have happened. But I can't complain, because I did win and I won the fight and stuff like that. But there was never any evidence at the end. Unfortunately, it would have been good to have, but it was pretty clear that with all the everything that was going on and the power and. I heard that my opponent was fighting as a male in the amateurs and then a female in the professional ranks, and Yeah, so it was in the front. It was they did tests and stuff, and the testosterone were really high.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but like I said, and can't complain. I won that, and then after that, no one wanted to fight me. So it took about 2 years to try and get a fight, and obviously the Mexican wanted her. She first the same Jasmine Rivers, who I fought in 2011 for the IBF. She now wanted my WBC title, and obviously she's been active. She's been fighting for that last 2 years, and knew that I haven't been fighting. I've been inactive, so what a good time to get Susie down here. And I couldn't say no, so I could get in fights, and I went there, and I've got to be happy that I went the distance, and she never stopped me. So it's a pretty good achievement being out of the ring for 2 years and going on the other side of the world and still be able to go the distance and not get stopped, which was credit to me, I believe.
Guys get paid as much as the guys. Like, you should be a multi-millionaire. Like, I've seen your highlights and stuff. Mate, you're a machine. Sorry, I swore again. But you're a machine.
That's right.
Like, did you make like heaps and heaps of money in that? Because you did win 5 world titles.
The hard thing about women's boxing is the money is not there. Like the men's, the guys, they get a lot more money. So that's the sad part about women's boxing. It's not, we don't get enough recognition and all that sort of stuff. And I think it's starting to build up now. You've got a lot more women involved, and the pay's getting better now, and hopefully it just keeps getting better. But obviously when I started, it was a lot harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't get paid half of what they get, not even a quarter of what they get,
So how many people, what's the most people you've ever fought in front of? Like, did you fill the stadium, like on your World Cup title?
Yeah, your biggest fight.
I think, I fought on Anthony Lundine's, on his undercard, so, that was obviously a big arena.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many people were there, and Mexico, the 3 fights in Mexico were pretty good. They've always got a good crowd. Don't know how many numbers there were there, but probably those ones, I think. We have the other little shows. Like one of my best fights, I think, was against Alicia Graff, and that was obviously the small arena, but we got a standing ovation for it, and everyone loved the fight, so that was amazing, But in Mexico, it was almost like it took me forever to get out of the arena, even though I lost there, because everyone just, wanting photos and autographs and stuff like that, which is great, Yeah. It's massive over there. So, boxing's not a mainstream sport here in Australia, unfortunately, but it's good now that you've got Tim Zoo, who's really building it up again. So hopefully I can get on his undercard at some point,
So Susie, do you like train up and comers and do you keep an eye out for any like new talent, or what are you doing? Are you still fighting?
Yeah, look, I'm still training. I'm happy to I want to get another crack at a world title. That's my goal, and so I'm still training, and also I do do personal training and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can't put a lot of time and effort into fighters, obviously, because I'm still wanting to fight, but eventually I'll, do a lot more of that. But, I'm always looking out for all these up-and-comers. There's lots of girls getting involved, lots of girls getting into boxing, which is a great thing. So, I'm still involved in it. And, love it.
Now, Susie, your manager, Barry Michael, do you still manage you at the moment?
Well, Barry Michael's sort of, he's not exactly my manager, but he helps out and stuff like that as well. So, he's been good value, and, so, we're really great friends, and, he tries to help out where he can and get fights and stuff like that. So just working with some other people and just trying to get what we can get, whatever we can get. Yeah. So it's tough business. So
what did he just?
And especially the better you are, the harder it is, I think.
Yeah. What did he just watch you fight and then just took an interest in you?
Yeah, it was in the amateur days actually. I think it was my second amateur fight when I fought a girl who obviously had a lot more experience, she was bigger and stronger and taller than me, and that's actually the day when they called me Susie Q after Rocky Marciano's right hand punch, because I kept hitting this girl with the right hand. So so many right hands, and they called me Susie Q, and Barry Michael was there that day, and he said, "Oh, this girl's going to be a world champion," and he's pretty good at, you know, making judgment of fighters as well. So,
well, it was a good prediction. It was a great prediction.
Yeah, it definitely was. He was right.
Yeah, 5 times, if you don't mind, in 3 different bloody weight divisions.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So he's been good value for sure.
And Susie, a question I want to ask you is, what is your favourite boxing movie?
There's so many.
What motivates
you know, I mean,
Well, what's I
think everyone's got to agree with Rocky, right?
Yeah, that's my favourite. Yeah.
You can watch it over and over, and you know, it still motivates you. So,
Yeah.
But there's great ones out there, you know. So I love watching a lot of documentaries, a lot of you know, stories about fighters, what they've been through in their life, and how they've overcome things and achieved great things, and you know, stuff like that. So that's all motivating.
Who's your favourite boxer of all time? Your favourite?
So many, but it's got to be Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad, the greatest,
Yeah, he's definitely the greatest. I mean, not only all the skills and being the boxer he is inside the ring, but outside the ring as well. It's just a good representative for boxing for sure.
Oh, Susie, we had Graham Porky Brook on here, and he actually met Muhammad Ali. He was telling me he was walking off, or him and his mum were, I forget what they were, but they were watching a fight, or anyway, he bumped into Muhammad Ali, and Muhammad Ali took a genuine interest in the indigenous people, and asked, you know, Porky about his fights, and, you know, wished him well, and he said he spoke to him, and that was, that was an awesome feeling. But have you heard of Graham Brook, Porky?
Yeah, I know Porky, yeah, I do, yeah. He's an absolute gentleman.
He's
great
a beautiful
fighter,
man,
that would have been amazing.
Oh,
like,
my
dream come true, and meeting someone, and, you know, a person like that, so...
Yeah, but how humble.
I would have... Yeah, and it's very humble, and especially when you meet these amazing fighters and obviously idols and stuff like that, and they turn out to be such humble people. It's even more of a blessing, you know. So, he would have been wrapped.
So who's the most famous fighter you've ever met besides yourself?
I met Roy Jones. He's an absolute gentleman.
Roy Jones, you met Roy Jones?
Wow.
Yeah, he's an absolute gentleman. He's humble as well, and, you know, I've met, obviously, you know, Lionel Rose and, you know, Anthony Mundy, all the Australian greats, a few of the overseas. But Roy Jones is definitely one of my best people to meet, because I used to love the way he fights, and he's one of my favourite fighters as well.
How did you come about that?
I just missed out at meeting Muhammad Ali, actually, because it was actually when he got crowned the greatest, because that was at the WBC convention I was supposed to go to, but I had a fight scheduled and I couldn't attend. If I had I would have.
You would have met Muhammad Ali. Oh my God.
I know.
Oh, shit. But mate, Roy Jones Jr. is good, and you're a superstar. So you know, what else do you want? You know what I mean?
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Oh, how about training us there, Susie?
Oh, shut up. Yeah.
You guys, you reckon you lost around?
Mate, we couldn't pay you enough.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But boxing is hard training, I know. I think I tried skipping once, I nearly fell over, and, you know...
So what's your daily routine for training, Susie?
Well, when you're not fighting, you know, I'm still training every day, just, you know, to keep fit and keep motivated and keep working on technique and stuff like that. But obviously, when there's a fight coming up, it's pretty hard work. You know, you do twice a day, 6 days a week, lots of stuff involved.
What time do you get up in the morning?
You get up nice and early, and you do your run early in the morning. You get that out of the way, so then you can recover and do your next session after that in the afternoon. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work involved, like like just long distance running, sprints. You got your hills, your stairs. your sparring, your pad work, your skipping, your technique. It's a lot involved, but it's all worth it at the end, you know, and I enjoy it, so...
Yeah. Do you drink those eggs like Rocky? Do you drink those eggs like Rocky in the mornings before you go?
Oh,
not good for you.
It's the best feeling when you're running down the street and people recognise you and they wave and then you start sharing boxing and stuff, so...
Oh, mate, do they run with you?
No, I read a story about the Rocky, about the eggs. Apparently when they were doing the movie, they had no fridge. So that's how we used to eat them, you know, because you couldn't put them in a fridge or something. They used to eat them raw. That's, you know, so...
Oh, yeah, no, I couldn't do that, no.
I Googled it and it's not good for you, apparently.
Hey, so what's your diet? Like, do you have a dietitian? Do you do your own food?
Yeah, McDonald's, Hungry Jack's, Red Rooster, KFC...
And McDonald's, a Big Mac would be after a fight, you know.
Oh, Big Mac after a fight, yeah.
Are you feeding them? You eat the McDonald's?
I'll have a Big Mac straight after a fight when I'm done, I mean, or junk day, like after a fight, of course, you know, because you diet and you eat so good for so long, and you've got to spoil yourself here and there. But because obviously the diet's really important. You have a dietitian involved, obviously, as a professional fighter.
Well, that's right.
But then you get to a point where you sort of learn your body and you know what's good for you and what's not, and you sort of, it becomes a routine, and it's almost like another day in the office, and you know what your preparation's going to be and what you're going to eat. And then if you know that you're fighting for a different weight division, well, you sort of got to lose a couple, well, for me, it's a kilo or two, and you sort of just got to cut back on certain things, no sauces in your food, and some of the stuff that is pretty plain, but it's a lot of veggies, chicken, you know, fish. The carbs are sort of like rice, and it's all pretty healthy, and you know, you weigh your food as well, and lots of water. And
so it sounds like a lot of hard work, mate.
Yeah.
Like you must be a machine.
It is. There's a lot of sacrifices involved, and I think that's what it is. I think it's more the outside. It's living in that lifestyle, the sacrifice that you've got to make, obviously, because you know you miss out on a lot of fun things outside of boxing. Like you can't go and party with your friends and stuff like that, and you know, early nights and. You know, but it's all worth it at the end. I mean, it does so much for you in self-development and to be able to know that you can achieve great things when you put your mind and the hard work into it. So, yeah.
Well, I tell Dom that every day, you know what I mean? And still doesn't get through to him.
When are you going to start enjoying yourself? Like, this, like, when you retire, are you going to go to like a desert island? Or, I mean, you poor thing, you've just been disciplined and working hard every bloody day. Like, when do you get a rest?
Yeah, I think when I retire is probably when I'll celebrate my achievements, you know, because I train my mind to think that I haven't achieved anything. I'm just starting from scratch again. So I haven't really soaking up all that in, and I definitely want to celebrate all the achievements. So maybe go out to an island somewhere and
because 5 world titles isn't enough, is it? Are you kidding me or what? You want more?
Yeah.
You bloody greedy thing! Oh my God!
Yeah. Well, Susie, we've got to wrap it up here. Just one final question: what is your favourite food for a boxer?
What do you mean food?
Favourite food in terms of the dieting or the junk?
Just whatever you like to have.
After a big fight, you told us Macca's, but
the Big Mac or pancakes.
Pancakes. How many stack pancakes?
Sweet tooth as well, so I love the chocolate. You know,
wow.
Which I think everyone does, but yeah.
So when's your cheat day? Is it on a Sunday or something? Your cheat day? Do you get a cheat day where you can eat whatever you want?
Yeah, for me, cheat days is almost like you know, sort of like a healthy way of making pancakes. So it wouldn't be the normal pancake. So it would be a different sort of recipe. If that's kind of like a bit of a cheat day or a protein bar or maybe a chocolate bar. You know what I mean? So that's, definitely. But during prep time when you're preparing for a fight, there's no cheat days at all. So
you just got to work
6 to
hard.
8 weeks is just
Wow.
Yeah. So,
oh well. Thanks for your time, Susie.
Mate, Susie,
we could talk
Ramadan.
We could talk all day there, Susie. We might have to get you back on and do a part 2 or another time, you know.
Yeah, we'll have to get you back on because you're a legend.
Yeah, for sure. if I have a fight coming up and stuff like that, I'll let you guys know.
Yeah,
actually.
please do.
When your next fight comes up, let us know, and then we'll chat about that and get that
we'd
going.
love to come and watch you in action.
So anyway, that's all we have time for today, Susie.
Everyone give Susie Q Ramadan a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Superstar champion. Wherever Whisperer.
Who's that?
Hello, it's Dom.
And Ralph.
Dom who?
Dom, you know who it is. Just give me the
Sure.
sign.
How do I know it's you, Dom?
Well, just give me the code.
You know the code, so I'll give you the code.
All right.
3 black ducks fly late at night.
Hit me, kick me, but don't shit me on the mantelpiece.
A little boy flies a kite with no wind.
Marge Homer doesn't like Hawaii 5-0.
Dom, how are you?
Good, mate. How are you?
Wow, gee,
Good,
a lot of security
good.
there.
Yeah, I know. We've got to do that stuff. Wait a minute.
Now, how do I know? How do I know that's Ralphie with you?
Well, you give him the stuff. Give him the stuff. Ask him a question.
Ralphie, tell us one of your jokes.
Tell him one of your jokes.
Oh, one of my jokes.
Yeah, just make one up quick.
Oh, gee, you got me on the thing. I don't know.
Quick, give him a joke.
I don't tell jokes. I tell stories. I don't know.
Tell him a quick story.
Quick story.
Yeah. A funny one. Funny story.
I don't know. You got me going there, the Wearable Whisperer. I don't know. I got no stories and no jokes.
What do you reckon?
Well, that's Ralphie.
Yeah, because he's...
Shit as usual, nothing to say.
Yeah, so it's him.
Ralphie,
Yeah,
before you bring the comedian on the show, Ralphie, what happened to your
I can't
jokes?
believe it. I can't believe we got him on the phone.
I know.
All right.
Right. Ralphie,
Yeah.
what's your favourite Greek dessert?
My favourite what?
Greek dessert.
Oh, Vegalactiburico.
Ralphie, how are you?
How are you,
That's
mate?
you, Ralph. That's
Yeah,
you.
yeah, good.
There you go.
I just want to ask you one question. Where are you?
Don't tell him.
Oh, I can't tell you where I am. I'm in a phone box.
Yeah, I know.
Well, what are you going to give us, Where he be Whisperer? What are you going to give us?
Today we've got a tip for the Melbourne Cup.
Okay. All right. Well, give us your Melbourne Cup winner.
All right, now, I've got a little Irish mate named Jimmy.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
He works at the Last Jar Bar, or he did in the city there, but no bars are working at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a brother, Seamus, okay?
Yeah.
He works at the Rowley Mile racetrack in Newmarket,
Yeah.
over in the UK.
Right.
What he does, have you seen at the races when they pick the horse poo up behind the horse?
Okay.
They've got a little shovel and bucket, and then what he does, he takes it home and he rates it.
He rates the shit.
Yeah, from 1 to 17.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's 17 is his number, but that might be an Irish thing.
Okay.
And anyway, he reckons this horse on the horse poo
Yeah.
rates a 16, highest ever rating.
And that's how he picks his Melbourne Cup winners.
Oh,
Yeah.
By
Now,
studying
the
their
name
poo.
of the horse
Yep.
is called Spanish Mission.
Spanish Mission.
Yep.
So win
that's
the
gonna
Melbourne
win
Cup. The Melbourne Cup.
Oh,
Now,
God.
I've got to be quick because I think they're watching me.
Okay.
You'll have to ring me back.
Yeah, I'll call you back. Gateway. Oh, God, he's gone.
Hello, Dom.
Yes, you're back. Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Now I've got to put me tinfoil hat on. This is more political.
Okay,
They're coming
quick.
to get me.
Quick.
Quick. You there?
Yeah, we're here. You got
Yeah,
90
we're here.
seconds.
Okay. I never thought I'd see this in Victoria, but we've got a political prisoner sitting in jail at the moment,
Who?
thanks to the Andrew government. Monica Smith is her name.
Yeah, well, what about her?
She runs a political party, and what they're doing, they're saying she's an anti-vaxxer and that and whatever.
Yeah.
So they've locked her in jail, but they
dear.
won't let her out until she deregisters her party. I never ever thought I'd see anything like this.
Where did you find this
Australia.
information? How did you get that?
You've got to go to your little independents. They've got everything. This is like Vladimir Putin and his man, Alexei Navalny.
Yeah.
They poisoned him to try and get rid of him.
So what are they...
It's like with the Chinese, Xi Jinping in Hong Kong. They've silenced Hong Kong now.
oh,
And like in North Korea, Kim Jong-un,
Yeah.
he poisoned his brother,
Oh, my God.
killed him.
yeah.
So,
I never thought I'd see it in Victoria when we have political prisoners.
so now it's happening in Victoria too.
Yeah, Monica
dear.
Smith. Everyone's got to look her up and help her out.
Okay. Well, mate, you look after yourself and make sure
They're coming.
don't
They're
get
coming.
You.
Hang on. They're
Okay.
coming. I've got to go.
All
I've got to go.
Okay.
See ya.
Bless you.